I stop. Ice what?
Whoa, whoa, baby, poke it out, poke it out, poke it out.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have another video previewing the New Orleans Saints versus Los Angeles Chargers. That still is so weird to say for some reason. Week 5 matchup, gonna be a great matchup. Today we're doing keys to victory, where it's one of my favorite series of the week, actually. It's where you guys are the ones that get to share your mind and your opinion on what we need to do to win this game. So different from preview and predictions, it's not what I have to say, it's what you guys have to say. If you guys want to join the Discord to be able to be on Keys to Victory next time that we have it, which is it's every week, you can go ahead and click the link in the description of this video, and then a couple days before the game starts, we usually do these on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Just go ahead and go to the Keys to Victory chat and post what you think we need to do to win the next matchup. Like I said, this one we got the Los Angeles Chargers. Should be a good game. Of course, it's Drew Brees' former team, so he's going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder. Let's go ahead and get into this video. So the first key to victory we have is from Spoon. He says, be balanced. Drew Brees proved to us last week that he can throw it and still has an arm. The Chargers secondary is very banged up. Got torched by the Buccaneers. 5 passing touchdowns for Tom Brady. So if we have Michael Thomas, it could be pretty easy. The balance still needs to be there. I 100% agree with what you're saying right here. I don't think we need to be a team that runs the ball every down, and I don't think that we need to be a team that passes every time. A healthy mix is what we need to do to win football games. Drew Brees last week had 246 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, an interception that wasn't his fault, a 76.0 completion percentage with a 116.4 quarterback rating. Alvin Kamara also had 19 rushing attempts for 83 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. Latavius Murray had 14 rushing attempts for 64 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. So what you can see from this is that the New Orleans Saints ran the ball with their running backs, I believe it's 33 times, and had 7 additional rush attempts from other players on the field with a total of 40 rushes. That's what we need to do to win games. Run the ball and throw the ball. It does way more, and I'm going to get into it in a later key in this video, but it does so much to open up the offense. Drew Brees thrives that way. So yes, we do need to be a balanced team. Don't need to be super run heavy and don't need to pass it every down, for the love of God, because that just is not necessary. I agree with Spoon. Let's move on to the next key. The next key to victory we have is from Joey. He says, if you want me to be more specific, because he gave a key before this where he gave me no insight, he says, really get the ball to our weapons. Let Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, and Jared Cook get out in space. He expects them to take advantage of Ryan Ramczyk being out if he does miss this game. So getting the ball out quick will be important for Drew Brees in this situation. I 100% agree. Ryan Ramczyk has a concussion. Short passes for large gains could be the way we have to win this game. We might not have enough firepower on the offensive line, like you said, so getting those skills players out in space and getting the ball out quick, like you said, is 100% necessary if Ryan Ramczyk does not play in this game. A lot of people are like, dude, it's just one offensive lineman. The offense died last week when Ryan Ramczyk went out. It completely flatlined. We went from 0 punts to 3 punts extremely quick, and that is something that needs to be kept in mind, especially since Ryan Ramczyk is dealing with the concussion. You don't know if he's going to be back next week or the week after. We don't know how serious it is. All we can do is sit here and wait for the injury report to come out. We don't have an injury report today because we play on Monday Night Football, so our first injury report is tomorrow, unless we go and evacuate to Indianapolis. Instead, our first practice won't be until like Friday, because the Saints can't get a clean week without something going and intervening. The next key to victory we have is from 6 Inc. He says, key to victory, minimize penalties. Everything else I feel should be an exact replica of last week minus the injuries, but the penalties are still awful. This team desperately needs discipline if they want any chance of making it far this season. This one right here, dude, it's extremely true and it hurts the soul. When you have a team like the Chargers that sometimes struggles a bit to really punch it in on occasion, giving them penalty yards and making it easier for them is not something that can happen if we want to win this game. The Saints currently lead the NFL in total in pass interference yards given up. It is ridiculous, dude. We've given up 250 yards from pass interference penalties already this season. That's the length of 2.5 football fields, and it's only week 5. That 100% needs to be cleaned up if we want to win this game. I couldn't agree more. Some people may say a lot of it isn't really on the New Orleans Saints. If you watch any other game this season and you're a Saints fan, you're programmed to think every time the ball goes up in the air, a pass interference is going to be called. I've seen so many pass interference penalties called on the New Orleans Saints that have played out in other games and haven't been called at all. So I don't understand what the gist is here. Maybe they're mad at Sean Payton for getting that whole pass interference reviewable thing ushered into the league last year. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and throw out a conspiracy theory. We need to do what Trey Hendricks or Alex Anzalone said, and we have to control the controllables. If we can't stop the refs, we at least need to do our part to make it seem as if we aren't committing these penalties. Because I don't know if they have a vendetta against us. We could just be really bad at not flailing and smacking receivers in the passing game. Regardless of what it is, we have to do what we can to make sure that it stops. So let's move on to the next key to victory. The next key we have is from Wyatt. He says, get the run game going like we did last week. It will allow us to control the time of possession, and we're able to take advantage of the play action off of that. That is how Drew Brees gets in his rhythm, and I love this. I agree with it 100%. This is exactly how Drew Brees got into his rhythm last week. The run game forced the Detroit Lions to guess and opened up the rest of the offense, the rest of the field for Drew Brees. Not only did the run game help the pass offense ended up helping the run game as well, inadvertently. It's insane. Drew Brees taking deep shots made it to where Detroit couldn't just load the box and cover within 10 yards, completely stopping the run and daring Drew Brees to beat them through the air. They had to respect the deep ball, which opened up every passing lane imaginable and allowed the run game to thrive. Literally everything we needed to do to be a top offense in this league was done last week. We need to replicate it again on Monday Night Football against Drew Brees' former team. Like I said, look for him to play with an absolute chip on his shoulder, because that's what he always does when he plays the Chargers. He plays with a chip on his shoulder. So that's really all I got for today. I don't really have any other keys written down. Thank you for everyone that submitted yours. There was a good one by Ooga Booga Johnson where he mentioned the Austin Eckler injury and said that their backup running back only had, I think it was 7 rushes for 9 yards against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That will also make a huge difference in this game. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you stopping by. If you have any of your own keys to victory and you weren't able to leave them in the Discord, make sure to leave them down in the comment section below, because I always love reading what you guys have to say. I appreciate you stopping by, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Adios.
Zero gravity.